Introduce yourself.
I'm Bishop Cupich, the Bishop of Spokane, Washington.
And Bishop, as we've been coming together for dialogue and conversation these last few days, we've accomplished a great deal of work. How do you think the work of this symposium has advanced excellence in lay ecclesial ministry?
I think it has provided the participants, uh, whether they be scholars or people who are in the field as lay ecclesial ministers, an opportunity to refine some ideas in describing what this phenomenon in the church is all about. And that's very useful because the situation is very fluid. Co-workers in the Vineyard, which was published by the bishops, issued in the year 2005, left the door open for a lot more research to be done and participation of those who are in the field to deal with some questions that were still unsettled. And they called for that kind of research and development and study. So I think this is a phase in contributing to that request on the part of the bishops, which is very important.
And we've heard already that there are some specific projects and tasks that will follow in the next few months from the work of this symposium presented by the leadership body. What other practical applications do we need to pay attention to as we go back to our parishes, our dioceses, and our organizations?
Well, I think first of all it's important for people to keep reading, to look at ways in which they're going to improve their understanding of what they're doing. Because we have a great need in the life of the church today to make sure that we're grounded in a solid theology about lay ecclesial ministry. It's very easy to have it reduced to some kind of a need that we have in the life of the church because we have fewer priests and therefore we're just filling in the gaps with people, lay people. That surely is a very insufficient way to look at lay ecclesial ministry. And so it is important for people, I think, first of all, to continue to study, to understand what they're doing, to reflect on what they're doing, and to come together in opportunities like this to have that reflection take place. The other aspect of it, it seems to me, is for lay ecclesial ministers always to understand that they not only are collaborators with the bishops and the ordained, but they are also exercising, as Pope Benedict XVI said in his address to the priests of Rome lately, that they're exercising co-responsibility, that we're working together to build up the life of the church. And that, it seems to me, is so very important, lest we get into some kind of hyper competition with each other in terms of who is doing what and who has a right to do what. What's important here is that we are all accepting responsibility in a way that builds up the body of Christ and prepares people to go out into the world to take up the mission of Christ.
And would you have any other words of encouragement for people who are doing ministry in parishes now?
What I would want to say to people who are involved in any form of parish ministry, the work that they're doing, is that they, in doing so, not only are contributing to the building up of the body of Christ, but also working out their salvation. It's very important to keep in mind as people are working in the life of their parishes and their communities and in their dioceses, that this is God's way of calling them to holiness, which is the universal call we all have, the ordained and lay. And so it's important for people to attend to their own personal salvation as well as the tasks that they're doing. I always remember as a rector of a seminary, I would always have the candidates for orders sign a document in which they would give reasons why they're asking to be ordained. And the two reasons that the church asks them to state are, first of all, the service of God's people, but also the salvation of their souls. And I think that's very important for people always to be grounded in the fact that the first call that they have is the universal call to holiness.
Thank you, Bishop.